Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be building a cozy cabin bedroom. This was a highly requested tutorial based off my previous short that I just uploaded yesterday. So many of you were wondering how I made this room possible, so today I'm going to show you how. I also include some tips and tricks but also some alternatives to this build, so if you're interested in those, make sure that you check out the full video. However, timestamps will be included in the description. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. Start by putting down some of these large Stormwind platforms, sinking them into the ground, and this is going to make your flooring. Next, take small Stormwind platforms, scale them up to 125%, and then you can start forming the outside walls. So these, rotating them takes a little bit of trial and error. I always try to get the first one in the position that I wanted to, and then base all the other ones off the same position. It makes it a little bit easier, like getting the angles right, since you can't really, like, you can't click on the first item and see what exact angle it's been on. So I think this is a good little tip that you can do to make sure everything stays right. The second side, when you come to that, I would build it first and then I would check afterwards if everything is kind of aligning, so that it will eventually come to a nice like point section, right? Because if you try to do that while you're building it, I think you're just going to give yourself a headache. So build it first and then fix your angles afterwards. I was just fortunate that mine worked well here because they usually don't go that good, but they did. And then we apply these smaller platforms just on top. I had no intention of making the outside of my room accessible. So I built this with the thought process in mind that it didn't really matter what the outside of the room looked like because no one would see it. But I will show you here what you can do to kind of make it look a little bit nicer from the outside in terms of the roof, if you do plan to keep this open and use the outside room. So at first here, I actually scale these beams down to 50%. I do end up scaling just these three up to 70% again, just to kind of fill out the space a little bit better. It looks a bit random while the bed is not in place, but it all comes together later on. So here I'm just taking a couple of beams to kind of hide those blue corners where you can see the outside of the room. This part I really love. This is one of my favorite parts. I added in these beams and I really love the way you can see the stars twinkling through the window. I think that looks so nice. We don't have any glass or any kind of concept to do an actual window, so I think this works really well. And then finally, what I'm going to show you here is what you can do with the exterior if you want to make it look a little bit better. You can take some more small platforms and then a pillar, scale it up a little bit, and there you have a cute little roof, little cabin exterior, and you can hide any areas just with some trees or something. So here is the build, guys, after I added in all the decorations and I made it into this cozy cabin bedroom. Let me know what you think in the comments. Would you also like to build something like this?